A very good day to my dear friends from Indonesia, Jakarta, SOP Church. Greetings from Singapore. First of all, I would like to share with you from Genesis chapter 22 verse 2. It says here, "Take your son, your only son Isaac, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah, and offer him there as a burnt offering on one of the mountains of which I shall tell you." Then Abraham said to his young man, "Stay here with the donkey, and I, the boy, will go over there and worship and come again to you." This is such a faith of Abraham. Even though he knew that the Lord wants him to sacrifice his son, and yet he could by faith declare that to his servant, say, I and the young man will return back after he worshipped the Lord. Now what is this? What is this all about? First thing first, it all begins the word worship. Worship comes from the heart. The word worship in Hebrew word means to prostrate. To prostrate means a complete and total surrender to the Lord. So out of reverence of who God is, right? The God who is a holy God, reverence of his counsel stands. That's why his name is called a holy God. And out of reverence for who God is, worship produces. So worship produces a sweet aroma to God. So what is that sweet aroma? It's obedience. So Abraham obeyed God, and he did exactly what God told him to do. But even then, because of his obedience, faith was being produced. Alright? Faith comes because of his obedience towards God. And that's what happened is this. And out of his obedience, Abraham saw the provision of God at Mount Moriah. I believe in my heart he saw the provision of the cross at Mount Moriah. I believe that he saw God's provision out there because of his obedience. Now, so what I'm trying to say here today is this. You see, worship God is about reverence who God is. You know, God has a perfect plan and perfect purpose for each and every one of life. But God wants us to know that his counsel stands forever. We can pray according to what we want. But the best is this, is to pray according to God, what God wants, according to his will. Because his counsel stands forever. His will for your life and my life is unchanging. And when you begin to honor God by worshiping him as who he is, and then out of obeying him, because God has a plan and purpose for each and every one of us, in every step of your life, in every journey of your life, God has a voice for you. And when God speaks to you, like what God spoke to Abraham, what happened to him? He obeyed. And because when he obeyed, he was able to see what God is going to do, and God is going to provide for him. And this is exactly obedience all about. So first come worship. Second, out of worship life, it produces a sweet aroma to the Lord through obedience. And out of that, faith comes. Faith causes you to see the impossible. Faith causes you to see that God will provide. That's exactly what Abraham did. Obedience, and then he saw the provision of the cross. And right there, God saw by himself that he will provide a lamb for him. You know, he provided a lamb. So what was that? It was a provision of the cross, that Jesus Christ came as a perfect Lamb of God, sacrificed for you and I. So I want to encourage to each and everyone here today. God has a plan and purpose for your life. Worship him, obey him, and faith will begin to produce in your life. God bless all of you.